You could be making these costly business mistakes and you don't even know it. And these can be costing you your growth, revenue, and probably even the whole health and likelihood of your business. Now, I've been in business for 10 years. I've run multiple different companies. And right now I'm a senior advertising manager at a large agency, and I run a six-figure online education business on the side. I've ran multiple six-figure businesses, and I've done a lot of things right, but I've also done a lot of things wrong. And in this video, I'll teach you the most common business mistakes you might already be making, but if not, how to avoid them just to speed up your traction. And now, number one is not having a concrete business or marketing plan in place. Now, I'm all for taking action as fast as possible, getting things off the ground, minimal viable products, and everything like that. But at the same time, if you go into things without any kind of proper planning, you're going to end up not achieving your goals. You'll be all over the place. You'll get distracted very often, and you won't get that traction that you're looking for. And this comes down to having a lean business plan. It doesn't have to be a 40-page document or longer. Just map out your products, your services, how you plan to generate revenue, your pricing, your value proposition, your buyer persona and who you're actually selling these products to, your competitors and what else is on the market. And then essentially you can start running the business and always referencing back to these things. I recommend looking up a lean business canvas or template and then just filling that out and keeping it on hand for you and your team. And then secondly, into that is your marketing plan. You need to have the channels and strategies mapped out ahead of time, or else once again, you just end up having very poor marketing, it's inconsistent, and you don't get the revenue and the conversions that you really deserve from it. Map out the channels like social media marketing, email, SEO, your website, and so on. Map out the goals and the key performance indicators for each channel and how you actually plan to achieve those on a quarterly basis or a timeline that works for you. Secondly is not having the resources and the finances in place to grow the business. Now, finances and cash flow is actually one of the top reasons that companies fail. And now it depends exactly how you approach your business. Are you bootstrapping it and keeping it really lean? Are you just a freelancer in a one-person company? Are you trying to raise capital and really scale up a software company? The finances and the resources of each company will change, but you really have to first decide what you're actually trying to achieve with the company and the size you plan to be. You need to calculate all of your expenses, payroll, if you're hiring contractors and freelancers, software, tools, and equipment that you need. This will change depending if you're a physical or online business, but you need to map out everything that's going to cost your business and make sure you can break it down to a monthly basis so you know your overhead, what you're bringing in, and then your profit margins. And frankly, you should be looking at your money and cash flow every single day. You should know what's in your accounts, what's coming out, what's coming in, what your profit is, how much your expenses are changing month to month, and auditing this on a regular basis to see if there's ways to actually cut expenses and bring in more margin at the same time. And that actually brings me to the third thing, which is not having a long-term vision. This is actually one of the reasons that a lot of people, and I've been guilty of this, fall into shiny object syndrome and constantly are trying different things. They're getting distracted, and it's because you're actually just not having that long-term vision and sticking to it. So what I like to do is imagine the business 10 years out or even longer and think about how it looks like, the size of it, how much revenue you're bringing in, how many team members you have and staff, what it looks like compared to the rest of the market and competitors, what exactly you're selling, and how it evolves over years or decades. And then when you have that end vision, you can reverse engineer it and map out each step you need over those years to actually get there. Now, not only is this really productive and it makes you efficient and you can go about actually growing the business really mindfully because you know exactly what you need to do quarter by quarter, year by year to get there, but also it just stops you from hitting a lot of obstacles, roadblocks, and once again getting distracted because you can come up with all these new ideas and products and whatnot, but a lot of the time it's actually just a distraction versus that original mission. Number 4 is another mistake that I made back in the day, and that is not hiring or delegating soon enough. Now, if you're a freelancer or a one-person company, you might not do a lot of hiring, but if you're something like a software company, a service company, or whatever niche you're in and you plan up to scale, you need to hire people. And this can just be freelancers or contractors at first to keep it really simple. You can use websites like Fiverr and Upwork if you're online. But eventually you do need to start building a team or at least have a network of contractors that you can rely on. And this is amazing because it saves you a ton of time and energy. You don't have to do all the grunt work and those day-to-day tasks. Somebody takes care of that for you, and then you can focus on higher ROI activities and projects. And number 5, one of the biggest mistakes is neglecting data and insights. It's really easy to get comfortable and just to use what works. But look at companies like Sears, multi-billion-dollar companies that ended up going bankrupt and closing because they didn't constantly optimize and stay up to date with trends and technology. On one side, you need to make sure that you're streamlining all of your operations, your day-to-day tasks, finding ways to speed them up, do them better, taking out things that don't work, adding in new things that are even better, using technology and trying to speed things up with AI, but also using things like your customer feedback and reviews, using data and analytics from tools like Hotjar and Google Analytics, and using those to improve your business, marketing, and everything in the business. And even if you improve one small thing a day, over months and years, you're greatly improving your marketing ROI, your efficiency, your team, and everything in between. But you have to be constantly trying to streamline these things, or else you just get left behind and the business stagnates or fails. Now, if you want to learn more about marketing and growing an online business, feel free to subscribe to this channel for my future content. You can also check out my courses and blog in the description. I wish you the best in your business journey, and I'll see you very soon.